6773. 833-6773. It's Trinity. They're your cleaning solution.
We are Sports 56 WHBQ Memphis, WIVG-FM Tunica Memphis, and WPG-FLP Memphis. Flynn Broadcasting Stations. It's time for Sports Time with Wolo and Sticks. The first hour of Sports Time is brought to you by Lexus of Memphis. Here are your hosts, the voice of the Tigers, Dave Wolochen and Brett Stotts Norsworthy.
Mics are hot. Good Friday afternoon to 2019, and we are at Edwin Watts Golf at 5895 Poplar, part of the Ridgeway Trace Center, the new location for Edwin Watts. And we want you to come by and see us. We'll be here until 6 o'clock tonight, and we want you to come by and register for all the great giveaways we have and see the new expanded Edwin Watts, bigger and better than ever. And that is for sure, and a great sale. 20% off on almost everything in the store today, tomorrow through Sunday. Start your holiday shopping here at Edwin Watts at about 4:45. Jay Hassman will be on with us to talk about all the giveaways that will include today. 3 dozen Pro V1s, 2 $25 Edwin Watts gift cards, and a Callaway limited edition bag that is just gorgeous. I mean, it is the tour-type bag. You could go out and play at the WGC next summer playing out of that bag. Drew Barrett with me today. Dave Wolochen might join us at some point today. They were a little tardy getting out of Memphis bound for Tampa and the big game tomorrow for the Tigers. So Drew Barrett, it will be us until 6 o'clock, and we're going to have a lot of fun. We got Tiger tickets to give away tomorrow with one of the best players on the team on the cover of the tickets, isn't he?
Yes, we do. Joey Magnifico on the cover. I mean, these are prime seats, section 119, row 43, right on the 50, I believe right at the 45, 50-yard line is where you're going to be sitting if you come down here and register for those tickets. But
for the Cincinnati game.
For the Cincinnati game next Friday, I believe 2:30 kickoff has been announced, so we have those here if you want to come down and register. Edwin Watts is phenomenal. Wow. I mean, you were talking about getting your holiday shopping. I might just do a lot of selfish shopping in here because there are tons of stuff in here than just in the 15 minutes I've been able to look around that I'll need to buy.
For anything, for any of the golfers in your life, but also the great rain gear for footballing or outdoor. Any covers, any sweaters, just terrific stuff here at Edwin Watts. We want you to come by. It's at Ridgeway and Poplar in the Ridgeway Trace Center. Great new location, and this is going to be fun today to give away all these great gifts and talk about golf. And we had a little golf in there yesterday. I love visiting with Doug Barron yesterday, and Jay Hassman and I were talking about the psychology, the fragile nature of golfers, pro or weekend alike. I mean, we all
one little thing throws you completely off.
One little thing can throw you off. I think probably the closest thing to them in the fragility world probably would be football kickers.
I'd have to say kickers, and then probably your next step down, I would say pitchers in baseball, especially relief pitchers where you don't have all that time to fully get ready. You don't have an hour and a half to do all your warm-ups and stretches. You've got to have your routine down, ready to go within 5-10 minutes. And if one little thing gets thrown off, it can throw off your complete game because you just like golf and kicking, once you get in your head, you're done.
Basketball, probably at the free throw line?
Maybe, but
is that the most psychological?
Probably the most psychological in basketball would be at the free throw line, but it's not really that psychological unless it's the final 2 minutes of the game. I mean, because you know you're probably going to get back to the line. There's so many different things that you can do to change the outcome if you do end up missing the shots. When it comes to pitching, I mean, it starts with you. You don't hit your spot, they get a big hit, or you get a walk. I mean, it's completely over.
Man on a mound.
Exactly, and especially as a relief pitcher in the majors. I mean, if you're a lefty spec for one guy, and if you don't get your guy, your whole day was a failure. It's over. There's no redeeming yourself.
Busy Friday afternoon for us here at Edwin Watts. Please come by and register for all these great gifts. We got T-shirts to give away just for dropping by. We mentioned the tickets and the golf balls, the Pro Vs, and the gift certificates, and plenty to give away for you to come by and visit with us here at Edwin Watts. We're here until 6 o'clock. About 3:30, as always, on Fridays during year-round. We'll talk with Bruce Marshall from the Gold Sheet about 3:50 from the Memphis Touchdown Club. John David Bedure to start the second hour. Peter Edmiston from the Experience with C.J. Hurt and the Athletic. He'll join us to talk all things Grizzlies and the NBA. Grizzlies tomorrow night at FedEx Forum against the Los Angeles Lakers, and who's now for the Lakers. 4:30, Glenn Rogers is going to stop by and talk about the high school football playoffs tonight. MUS with a big one not far from where we are, and revenge for them to try to avenge the only loss of the year, a narrow loss to Montgomery Bell. They get the rematch tonight. I mentioned Jay Hasselman from Edwin Watts. He'll sit down with us and talk about this great new building that they're in at 4:45. At 5 o'clock, NBA with Andy Schiffman. We've enjoyed that. And at 5:30, our First National Bank and Trust Friday football forecast will come your way, and we'll wrap it up with Taco Bell Crunch Time about 5:47. No matter where we are, we're always in our Family Leisure studios. We're family and fun come together. The Man Cave sale going on now at Family Leisure. 3-piece theater sets only $9.99. Massage chairs starting at $6.99. Pool tables start at $14.99. Shuffleboard tables starting at $19.99. Complete your Man Cave today at Family Leisure. If you're still needing to close down the pool, call Family Leisure today to get it done. Then get on the schedule. Mention this ad, and you'll get $20 off your pool cleaning. Family Leisure, 2120 Witten Road, just north of I-40. Tigers tomorrow in football in Tampa. Tigers tomorrow at noon at FedEx Forum in basketball against Ole Miss. And Drew, it hit me today. Very real possibility tomorrow in men's basketball with Ole Miss here. It could be the last time Ole Miss plays in Memphis in football and in men's basketball for quite some game on that of the original 4-year contract for basketball. Tomorrow we'll complete 3 next year in Oxford, and there aren't any more contracted games in football or in men's basketball for a while.
And we're not really sure when that's going to happen. Really, when you have, especially in football, when you have spots left on the schedule, I think we've got only one non-conference game slot not filled in the next 5 years. Obviously, you want to keep these local rivalries going. You want to keep it alive and well to where it still means something to the fan base. Now, I've heard a lot of people, especially in football, kind of saying, we've been there, we've done that. Let's see something new. I can't miss you if you don't leave, but I don't really want to miss you. I love the atmosphere that Ole Miss brings not only into the hoops, because especially in the hoops, I think that both sides respect it more as a rivalry than in football. I mean, you talk to some Ole Miss fans,
but it never rang the chimes. Football does.
No, it never rings the chimes, but both are understanding of that. It means something. It still does mean something. You talk about it on the gridiron. Some people are like, Memphis is a little bit below our level. Memphis takes this game a lot more serious, but on basketball, it seems like both fan bases love it and take it seriously enough. And like you've always said, I think I completely agree. If you're around each other, you should play each other. Have those local rivalries. Have Memphis play Ole Miss and Mississippi State. Have Memphis play Tennessee. Go over to Arkansas, which I'm finally, for the first time in my life, going to get to see like 32 at the time.
It's going to be a while still. Yeah. 2026?
I believe, right? 2026. So at that point, I will be 32. I'll be exactly 32.
Yeah, and that'll get here a lot faster than you think. But I don't like the idea that tomorrow could be the last time. And unbelievably, for the rich tradition in sports that Ole Miss has always had in Memphis. I mean, Coach Vaught through most of the 50s and 60s. Heck, I think he counted Crump Stadium and Liberty Bowl Stadium, then Memphis Memorial Stadium is more of a home than Vaught Hemingway. And Jackson sure was. We know that's changed. Arkansas still trying to hang on a little bit to that second home. Birmingham and Auburn did it for a while. Tennessee used to come across the state and play in Memphis, but that is a throwback. And it's over. But I don't want it to end everywhere being over.
No, it doesn't. And I give you and Dave some crap every now and then about y'all didn't know what y'all were doing in the old days. Y'all actually did know what you were doing there. I kind of do like the neutral sites, especially in state. Memphis playing Tennessee in Knoxville. Ole Miss and Mississippi State in Jackson, the Iron Bowl in Birmingham, Arkansas still playing a game in Little Rock. So y'all got that right, but that's probably one of the only few things y'all did.
Well, that's probably about all we got right. It was fun. David Housel, the venerable longtime sports figure, sports information director, and later athletics director at Auburn, he was right, and he was instrumental in the Iron Bowl going to campus, and he was right in doing it. And the all-time Alabama lead over Auburn in that series would be much more narrow than it is now because, look, even when it was the designated Auburn home game in Birmingham was lock solid.
Oh, yeah.
Crimson Tide town. they had the favorability there. But we went back to campus, and I'm glad we did for both Egg and Iron, and Egg Bowl coming up next Thursday night and Iron Bowl coming up next Saturday afternoon. But Arkansas still trying to hang on to Little Rock. Of course, they had the home field advantage there. It was
they're the only team in the state. But when I've been to War Memorial and in Little Rock, I've been to Birmingham, and War Memorial can still hold those games. I think the facilities are a lot more up to date, a lot more nicer than they were in Birmingham. I've never been to a game down in Jackson where Jackson State plays. I'm guessing that's where y'all held the games. That from the outside looks like a pretty nice facility, so it probably could still do it. But fans, they spoke and they want these games on campus.
They did, and now the campus stadiums are so very nice. But tomorrow at noon, Tigers and Ole Miss at FedEx Forum, and tomorrow night the Lakers are in town. And I understand why with the Lakers. Look, Showtime, the Lakers, those colors, that history of winning. Now LeBron, now Anthony Davis, and it's going to be pretty much a hard sellout tomorrow night. Maybe one of the few hard sellouts all year. I just didn't think, Drew, in year 19, starting the 19th year of the Grizzlies, we would still have this big a fascination with the out-of-town team and the out-of-town star.
Yeah, you think that it would have gotten more to all of Memphis being that, being a Grizzlies fan, but you still have, just like, in the NFL, you still have way too many Raiders fans, too many Steelers, Cowboys fans. So people pick their alliances when they're young, and until my generation is the ticket buying majority, which is probably going to be about 10 plus years, it's going to be that way where older people stick with their team. And you would like to think that it's going to be 95% Lakers fans, but it's going to be closer to 60-40. Yeah. And especially not even just Lakers fans, you bring in the whole dynamic of LeBron fans. We saw it when he was in Cleveland, when he was in Miami, and then back to Cleveland. It doesn't matter what uniform he wears. There's going to be 5,000 people there just to see LeBron, regardless of what colors he's wearing.
There will be somebody there tomorrow night in that number 6 Heat jersey, in that 23 Cleveland jersey.
Yes.
And, of course, there will be a lot of Lakers jerseys with LeBron James and Anthony Davis. And I think you're right. I think tomorrow night will be at least 50-50 and maybe a tilt to the 55 to the 60
could be
range for the Lakers. And I just thought by year 19 would be moving away from that. But you also are right until it's the generation that only knew Grizzlies.
I mean, even
we're getting closer.
We're getting there. Even me sitting here at 25, Grizzlies came here when I was 6 or 7 years old in 2001. I mean, I could kind of remember Memphis without an NBA team, but I didn't really know the NBA at that time. I mean, a 6 or 7 year old, you basically pick your favorite colors at that point. So for me, as far as following a team day to day, it's always been Memphis, and I think most people around my age are like that. So it's like I said, it's going to take a good 10 years until we are the majority to kind of edge that out. And I think it's not just unique to Memphis. I think you see this all around the league, and especially you hear players going up against LeBron. It seems at least 2 or 3 times a year one of them has a problem with the home crowd not feeling like a home crowd and has to say something. It's the LeBron James factor. That's all it is.
That's one of the biggest. We are at Edwin Watts in the Ridgeway Trace Center at 5895. And 5895, come by and visit with us, and we'll let you know that Edwin Watts Golf, they're rolling back. Come by and visit with us, and we'll let you know that Edwin Watts Golf, they're rolling back the savings with the pre-Black Friday sale happening this Friday through % off everything in stock. Every department, clubs, bags, shoes, balls, and accessories range. First Bank text line 360-8255 at the First Bank. They're all about Memphis, and they have deep Memphis